literally my dream to come onto Rockset. So, Mac's place in AI. So, the next 20 minutes I'm going to go through, I guess it's 3 parts. So the first is for those who are Mac curious. So what is it? I might mention it's an acronym. The second part, why it matters now. And then the third, what we're doing to help you through this incredibly complex, crazy world and the AI era that we're living in. So let me get started. So the MACH Alliance launched in 2020 when commerce needed a way forward. The pandemic had hit, and monolithic platforms couldn't keep pace. Retailers needed agility, adaptability, speed, and resilience. MACH became the framework for how to build modern composable software, and the Alliance was the connecting industry and standard-setting body. MACH and the community behind it gave leaders and practitioners clarity and trust in what they were doing. It was started by people solving real business problems, not selling theory, and we continue to lead in that way today. And you'll speak to any of our members, Marketplacer, Constructor, Commerce Tools, Iona, of course, and that's what you'll get from them, that attitude. So MACH did start as an acronym, but now has evolved into a set of principles for both technology and mindset that keep enterprises ready for whatever's next. So that's composability, connectivity, incrementality, openness, and autonomy. This architecture eliminates the legacy constraints holding organizations back, so it stops vendor lock-ins, siloed systems, rigid integrations, big bang transformations, and top-down control that can't adapt. And the thinking ensures better employee experience and faster customer value. So it's a shift from technology that holds us hostage to technology that enables our people to do their best work and serve our customers in the best way. So today we have over 300 companies building MACH's future. So brands, we have over 50 ambassadors, 2 of which are going to be on the stage today, so super looking forward to that. ISVs, hyperscalers in AWS and GCP, enablers, SIs and GSIs. Totally practitioner-driven, vendor-neutral, cross-industry, so all shaping what's next, but together. And over 5 years, you can see that MACH has really become table stakes, right? Its principles now form foundational architecture for many brands, many enterprises. So back in March 2021, in our first global annual research report, 62% of organizations had an aspiration to be composable. In this year's, you can see that average percentage of tech setup expected to be MACH or composable by the start of 2026, 2 months away, 61%. And you can see why, right? So of this, I think this was nearly 600 IT leaders across Europe and North America. 93% said that they were meeting their ROI or exceeding expectations. They said that the benefits were employee experience, privacy and security, agility, system integration, and customer experience. And then over the last couple of years, lots of economic volatility, right? And, for the first couple of years, we certainly saw that maybe this was too risky and, in times of uncertainty, people didn't make those changes. But actually what we're seeing as economic volatility is actually pushing people to make those changes because they get more flexibility and adaptability, they get reduced costs or cost benefits, and they are ahead of their competitors. And that's so important when really the only constant we can rely on is change. So I thought I'd do the massive QR codes. I thought I'd do this now. If you would like to get involved in the community, you are so welcome. We have a community platform called Power of MACH, obviously, that we launched a few months ago, and we have over 1,000 experts waiting to answer your questions. We have live roundtables, discussions, access to event contents. We did a big event in London last week. All of the summaries and takeaways will be on the community platform next week. If you would like to know about events like this one or many of the others that our members run, you can keep track by getting our fortnightly newsletter. And of course, please do follow us on LinkedIn. So, why MACH foundations matter for AI? So they matter because, composable by design enables fast experimentation and safe replacement of agents, models, and workflows. API first and open allows AI agents to communicate through standard, reliable interfaces. Cloud native and headless provides real-time scalable infrastructure that evolves as AI advances. And finally, interoperability powers agent ecosystems where open standards and trusted APIs let intelligent systems connect, share meaning, and thrive. So together, these strengths make MACH the architectural backbone of scalable, adaptable, and trustworthy AI. So you don't just need to believe me, you need to believe this lady right here. I feel like reading out a quote from you. There's something quite meta about that, but anyway. So I love the way Muriel puts this, that successful AI is the kind of number 2, and to get there, you need those MACH foundations. And the proof is in production as well, right? Enterprises with a mature MACH stack are twice as likely to succeed with AI than those that are not. We also, as I mentioned, we did an event called MACH last week. We talked a lot about this then. So I've had my excellent production guys whiz some stuff together because I thought it would be great for you to hear why MACH is so important for AI from the alliance leaders in the room last week. So here you go.
I think what shifted from a commerce customer experience and customer data perspective is that AI strategies often to date were kind of in the domain of each vendor. They could be separate, and the pace of change obviously was moving much slower. Now that pace of change is increasing, but it really puts a demand that from an agentic AI perspective, these agents need to be able to work together. They need to be able to work across systems. They need access to tools, and they need governance. And I think that's really meaning that for most brands, they have to bring that together across vendors. I think for us as vendors, it puts a pressure on us to work together proactively, to deliver value to customers proactively.
So what's the importance of MACH in the AI era? When you think about MACH, microservices, API, cloud, headless, those are all foundational elements to an incredible agentic system. When we think about and we see the advancements happening in technology, agents need to access a common set of data on a platform. They need to be able to absorb and then reframe that content and then deliver it on multiple channels. That is the core of what makes a MACH system absolutely important in the agentic future.
MACH's important in the AI era because fundamentally it's an architecture. This is a way of putting systems together. All of the basics for MACH are about getting your data in a structured way so that systems can communicate with systems. AI is all about connecting systems together until you've gotten to the point of running consistent APIs and having clean data, and people that know how to do this. They have a product mindset. They know how to evolve data and technology. You're not going to be very successful with AI. So that relationship you have with your technology, understanding your technology, and how your customers interface with it is fundamental to doing MACH well and Composable well. That is exactly what you need just to get started in doing AI well. So if you start with this structure, you're very likely to outperform your peers who haven't yet on the AI side.
The main thing currently shifting because of AI would be businesses really need to get their composability stacks and mindset in order, because with composability, you're really enabling the very foundation and building blocks for AI. So that's a really critical thing right now.
So in the enterprise, the difference between what I've seen in the past and now is that the AI wave means that businesses are very much more open to the transformation. Everybody knows that AI is there, it needs to be embraced. This is allowing us to go much faster than before. The problem we have, of course, is that businesses have evolved through many decades, acquisitions. It's a complex thing, and we can't just switch AI on. I think for me, the complexity of where we're going with fully agentic AI is absolutely, that's super interesting. But a lot of businesses can transform today using much simpler patterns for end-to-end workflows without having to get too bogged down with the capabilities of where agentic AI is actually going.
I like to say that in an AI era, MACH is what ready looks like. You know, what we've heard from our ambassadors, from brand participants, is that, you know, going from where they are today to this AI future world seems like it's 0 to 2. It's the summit of Everest. And MACH provides the base camp, the foundation, the cultural readiness as well, and the systems readiness, of course, for that agentic era. I don't worry about our customers who are on a MACH architecture. They're ready for what's next.
Correct. They're ready, right? I think if you're looking to persuade the rest of your company or persuade your C-suite, that's, you know, a great starting point. So, what does the future hold where integration is more important than innovation, said by Paul Curtis, who's CTO of EasyJet last week? And people, silos, data quality are why 95% of AI projects fail. Well, we believe at the Alliance that the safest place to be during change is at the forefront of it. Another quote from Kelly Getch, co-founder of the MACH Alliance, now at Pipe 17, shared last week. This is an exciting time we are living through. The current period is a unique opportunity to build the foundation for future AI technologies, and businesses should experiment, should get technical, and they should innovate. That foundation is being built out now, and now is the time to leave your legacy. So that's what he left us with last week. So let me introduce what's next for the Alliance and the ecosystem and community around it. So enterprise tech is moving at unprecedented speed. I know Mika mentioned that. You just need to look around you. But there are two flawed paths that threaten progress. So monopoly, where one vendor rules them all, and fragmentation, so thousands of isolated tools. A return to either is kind of like where we were 4 or 5 years ago, right? Those initial constraints of vendor lock-in, top-down control, siloed systems, complex integrations, and a lack of clarity and trust in what you're doing. We're committed to a future that avoids both extremes. So there is plenty that we don't know about right now, and that's okay. I tell myself that every day, it's okay. But we do know this, right? There will not be one agent running an entire business, but many agents running many parts of the business. And we also know that if vendors try to solve this in isolation through fragmented approaches, they will fail. The future depends on agents that can work together across vendors, across enterprises as part of a coordinated ecosystem. So the labs will build models and our hyperscaler partners will advance the frontier of reasoning, but the last mile of operationalizing AI, the 95% that enterprise need, is being pioneered by our members, by vendors across experience, payment, fulfillment, and so much more. So we believe the Internet of Agents will not be owned by a single vendor, but will emerge through ecosystems, so collective of vendors and users aligned on interoperability and trust. And the MACH Alliance will be one of the first to embody this reality, and we're calling on our ecosystem to lead together as one of the first true agent ecosystems. So what does that mean? Well, it means it's backed by over 100 vendors, SIs, enablers across Europe and North America, more than 250,000 employees, and our incredible brand ambassadors and broader community. So I think we really are uniquely positioned to make it easier, faster, and safer for enterprises to realize the benefits of composable and agentic architectures. So I would like to introduce the agent ecosystem. This is, so you can go, agentecosystem.org, you can go and read it now. This is our call to action to build one of the first agent ecosystems for commerce. It's not launched yet. It's going to be launched on Thursday, so a bit of a sneak peek. But we already have, I think there's 40 there. I think we're over 50 now of some major global vendors, SIs, GSIs, enablers that are supporting this. And you can support it as well. So as I said, if you go to that URL, you can read the call to action. If your company is aligned with it and wants to support it and wants to make it happen, then you can submit the form and be one of those logos on the page. So how do we make this a reality? Because it's great. We've put it out there. We make ourselves super accountable. But how do we actually make this happen? So first off, we need the frameworks and partners that are going to help make this happen. And so we're also pleased to announce the first of these with the agency project that provides the complete infrastructure stack for agent collaboration. So it's an open framework that we're supporting and partnering with. It was originally launched in early 2025 with contributions from Cisco's Outshift, LangChain, and Galileo. And it's now part of the Linux Foundation and continues to grow as the shared foundation for agent-to-agent interoperability. And we'll be working with them to build on their important work and build out that framework that we so desperately need. And then we have 4 very clear goals. And these are literally my KPIs. So, live multi-agent cross-vendor solutions in production by spring 2026. Proof with tier 1 enterprises that we're anchoring this in real-world use cases. So we will have use cases that aren't, there's not just POCs, but these are happening in the real world. Agency, as I mentioned, as a living testbed for agent discovery, composition, and deployment. And then open standards and interoperability upheld through the MACH AI Exchange, which is our AI professional peer network. Again, if you would like to join, just give me a shout. So, as I said, please do add your support. I know many of you in the room are part of this already. Iona, you were literally like the 3rd people to sign up. So please do take a read. Obviously, after you've had this amazing day of content. And yeah, would love to see you in the community soon. Thank you very much.